Good afternoon, everybody. Joe Pal Martin Metalhead here. Hope you're going well. Just can't believe that it actually has been 4 years since the world's shut down due to Covid-19, and what a horrible time it was for a lot of us, and especially me. Let's do a bit of a diagram, time frame about what I went through in the first year or so, which kind of like also led up to where I am right now. Okay, so talking about March 20, I was made homeless because I was kicked out of the house I was living with. The landlady thought she was going to be locked away for a bit because of her illness of pleurisy, so she kicked me out of the house, no notice given, just get up and go in the next week. So that was quite horrendous because I'd been living with her for a whole year, paying rent, but she wasn't really a nice lady, so forget that. I ended up moving to Birmingham for a whole month and living with this racist Jamaican lady who sadly forbid me from doing business from a Pakistani-run shop across the road, all because she basically saw some British Pakistanis in a shopping mall just coughing and spitting everywhere. You can't generalize an ethnic group because you see 2 or 3 people doing some disgusting thing. I mean, come on. I mean, if it was a white British person coughing and spitting, would you be really judgmental? I hated living with that racist Jamaican lady. I don't want to say that all Jamaicans are racist, nor that I'd like to go to Jamaica, but this one woman was just a closed-minded idiot. And I have no feelings for her. And as it had been many years since I left Birmingham, I still believe that Birmingham will always be a racist shithole. And xenophobia, and it's not just white British people being racist and xenophobic. Everybody can be racist and xenophobic. It was a really tough 30 days living with this woman. Couldn't stand it. I had to go somewhere for the time to pass. So after my 30 days living with that racist Jamaican lady, I basically moved into a hostel in Northwest London. Number 8 hostel, yeah. So April 20 to June 20, I was just back in London, living in a hostel. Still through the first lockdown, having to deal with the whole BLM protests and all. I remember I did not leave my vicinity of the council with Brett for a whole 2 weeks. Now, it was in July that year, I basically went back to work as everything started opening up, but literally it was only open up for a couple of months, like July and October. I just basically went back to work, still had my furlough, still did a good job. I didn't travel outside of London until October that year. So I went to Littlehampton for a day in Milton Keyes. And then all of a sudden we go back to, we go forward to November 20. It's the second lockdown. I could have actually just stayed in the UK and basically thought, well, I'm not going to Serbia, I'm not going to Iraqi Kurdistan, so forget it, I might as well stay where I am. But no, I was like, I want to be in Serbia for my birthday, and I did that. Fortunately, I couldn't make it to Iraqi Kurdistan because the fuckwits running Pegasus Airline canceled my flight. That was really so stupid for a Turkish business to do that, even in the current times. And Iraq was actually open as usual. So, I did try to overland it, but then they said to me, Bulgaria was closed, which I thought was BS. I did spend a few days in North Macedonia, but literally I had 3.5 weeks in Serbia, and I don't regret my time spent in Serbia because I grew to love the country that I'd only spent 2 days in 2015. Came back to Britain end of November. I had to spend 2 weeks in Bangor, Wales in my own flat for about £365 sterling, which was good. On the way home, I met a lovely South African lady who brightened up my life, and I made a few promises that I would change a few things in my life. And by the end of the year, I had my last alcoholic drink, and then came 2021. I was struck down with COVID in January 2021, and I was forced to move out of my hostel and into the disgusting Grenfell Hotel in central London, Holborn. The Indian owner there was a disgusting, rude, perverted vermin. I know I don't really get along with Indian people well, and I don't have strong opinions of India itself, but this prick basically just said out loud, "Oh, your girlfriend on your wallpaper, oh, she's pretty beautiful." And Indian people have been annoying and rude and have been pestering me shit about my girlfriend. Like, that's why I don't go to India anymore. I can't say anything nice about Indian people. You might as well not say anything nice at all. I had to spend 10 whole days in that shit hotel full of bed bugs and other disgusting vermin. So, after 10 whole days, I moved back into a hostel. Then this incident about, like, getting caught having a wank in the hostel, this made me move to where I am right now in East London. So, I moved into this area in February 2021 during the third lockdown. I just thought, I'm going to wait it out. Things are going to change, and they did. Like, everybody went back to work in April, all shops reopened, and we never had to have a stupid lockdown since, even with the increase of all the other bloody COVID variants. I did not leave London for a whole 6 months between December 2020 and June 2021. There was, for a lot of time you couldn't go outside if you're in town, but then I waited all the way till the end of June to take a trip up to Macclesfield so I could do my vlog on Joy Division. Now, the year ended in 2021, how I spent a few days in Senegambia, got ripped off by the border guards, fucked off back to London, and then I went to Paris for a few days. And then literally I did not go abroad for 9 months. I did not leave London for 5 months. Because at the start of 2022, we're still in the whole COVID thing, but then everybody just stops caring about it, saying, alright, no more testing required, no more quarantine, none of this, that, the other. My country, Australia, reopened after, a year and a half of closure. New Zealand finally reopened, but like a lot of countries in Asia didn't even reopen properly until 2022. So, by the time I took my trip to South Africa in August 2022, everything had been lifted. I still carried a COVID pass with me from Britain and had to show that on the border crossing with South Africa and Namibia, but it was none of this whole bullshit PCRC crap. I can't believe it. So, I'm just kind of glad how I survived COVID-19, had it many times, couldn't care less about it. I survived the whole pandemic, I got through it all, I didn't go back to Australia. Because it was in October 2020, my mum said to me, "Oh, Ma, why don't you come back to Australia?" I said something really racist about how I don't like my country of birth, and because that's just my opinion. And my mum's like, "Well, I'll pay for quarantine." I thought, I'm not going to pay $3,000 to the Australian government just for that. Forget it, I don't give a crap, I don't like my country of birth. I said a lot of nasty and negative things towards Australia, so I can just sit in the United Kingdom and rot. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm glad I did it. Because a lot of other Australians in this country who don't have British nationality were quite less fortunate and had to basically just go home after a certain period of time, but then there was so many issues about getting back because of the limited amount of flights. So, if I could do it all again, we didn't change a thing at all. But I'm kind of glad how I've gone from being homeless to renting a place in 12 months. So I always kept my hopes up that I would get a proper place to rent. And 3 years on, I've not had to stay a single night in a hostel bed in London. Anyway, this is Martin Metalhead, over and out.